The notification lit up my phone screen as I sat in the hospital waiting room, steam rising from untouched tea that had long since gone cold. Upstairs, my son Liam was finishing his occupational therapy session, the one where he'd finally mastered buttoning his own shirt after 8 months of trying. The therapist had called it a breakthrough. I'd cried watching his careful, determined fingers work each button through its hole. I should have left my phone in my bag. Instead, I opened Facebook and saw it immediately. A photo album from my sister Rachel's mountain retreat, posted an hour ago. 23 people scattered across a ski lodge deck, mountains rising behind them like sentinels. Every member of my family, except us. The cover photo showed Rachel and my mother holding wine glasses, surrounded by my cousins and their children. The caption read, "Annual family ski trip with our incredible kids, celebrating their accomplishments together in the mountains." I scrolled through 47 photos. My nephew with his debate team trophy, my niece holding a college acceptance letter, another cousin's daughter beside her honor roll certificate. The comments section glowed with pride and congratulations. Then I found the group shot. 3 generations arranged on the lodge's stone terrace, everyone in matching navy and cream sweaters. Rachel's caption beneath it made my chest tighten. "Continuing our tradition, a week honoring achievement with the kids who inspire us. No complications, no stress, just family excellence." My hands went numb. We weren't just absent, we were intentionally removed. I clicked on my mother's comment. This is what family gatherings should look like. Meaningful time with people who can fully participate. Some events require a certain kind of energy. My cousin Beth had replied, "Exactly. You have to protect the group dynamic. Can't let things get derailed by situations that need too much accommodation." The tea went bitter on my tongue. I set down my cup and stared through the window at the gray November sky. Liam was upstairs, probably showing his button achievement to anyone within earshot. He'd practiced every single morning for months, his face scrunched in concentration, fighting tears when his fingers wouldn't cooperate, and his own family hadn't bothered to acknowledge any of it. My phone chimed with a text from Rachel. "Hey, hope you understand about the trip. We kept the guest list tight this year. Plus, ski lodges are really overwhelming with all the activity and noise. Didn't think Liam would handle it well. Honestly saved you the headache." I read it 4 times. Each sentence constructed to sound thoughtful while cutting deep. Another message appeared. "The lodge is spectacular, though. Probably too demanding for kids who need extra support. Everything here is very go, go, go. Lots of physical challenges. You know how it is." I knew exactly how it was. I opened my camera roll and found this morning's photo. Liam in his favorite dinosaur shirt, holding his occupational therapy certificate, grinning so wide his eyes crinkled. The therapist had called him our most determined student. The staff had cheered when he demonstrated his new skill. I posted it to Facebook with a caption, "Proud of this fighter. 8 months of OT, and today he buttoned his shirt all by himself. Real achievement comes in countless forms." The likes came quickly. Friends, neighbors, people who knew my son. Then I noticed it. Rachel had liked the post. The sheer nerve of it made me laugh out loud, sharp enough that a nurse glanced over in concern. I scrolled through my contacts to a name I rarely used. Tom Brennan, general manager of Whispering Pines Lodge. We'd attended Cornell together, back before I'd built my real estate portfolio, before I'd quietly purchased majority stakes in 4 mountain properties across the region, including Whispering Pines. Most people didn't know about my business ventures. I'd kept them separate from family matters, conducting everything through my maiden name. My husband knew, but he worked overseas half the year and stayed detached from family politics. After my mother had made one too many remarks about me not working, I'd stopped mentioning my investments altogether. They could believe whatever they wanted. I didn't need their validation. "Tom, it's Catherine," I said when he answered. "I need you to look up a reservation. Last name Morrison, checked in 2 days ago." I heard keyboard clicks. "Found it. Rachel Morrison, party of 23. They've got the main lodge suite and 5 premium cabins. They've booked private ski instructors for the week and made reservations at our mountaintop restaurant every evening." "What's their running total?" Currently $32,000 for the week. They've added spa services and snowmobile excursions. Could hit 45 by checkout. I calculated mentally. Rachel's husband was an accountant. Comfortable income but not extravagant. My cousin worked in marketing. They'd probably pooled family money for this trip, everyone contributing to fund their exclusive gathering. All that expense to celebrate while deliberately excluding my son. I want you to upgrade them, I said. Tom paused. Upgrade them? To the Summit Estate, the one with the private hot tub and personal concierge. Complimentary, effective immediately. Catherine, that's a $12,000 per night property. I'm aware. I want them to have an absolutely premium experience for the next 4 days. Best of everything. Make them feel valued. Another pause. Tom had worked with me long enough to recognize when I had a plan. And after 4 days? I'll be there. We can discuss details then. I ended the call and returned to Rachel's Facebook. New photos had appeared. The kids on a sleigh ride, the adults around a fireplace, everyone rosy-cheeked and radiant, celebrating their incredible children. I screenshot every single post. The next morning, Rachel's stories documented their upgrade. The enormous estate, the infinity hot tub overlooking the valley, champagne and chocolate-covered strawberries in every room. The management said we're such valued guests they wanted to show appreciation, she'd written, feeling incredibly blessed. My mother had posted a video walkthrough of the estate, ending with, "When you carry yourself with class, people notice. This is how quality guests get treated." I spent the following 3 days making arrangements. My lawyer drafted necessary paperwork. I contacted the Adaptive Sports Foundation I'd been funding anonymously for 2 years. I made calls and confirmed plans. On the 4th day, I packed Liam's warmest jacket, tucked his certificate carefully into my bag, and drove us to the mountains. "Where are we going, Mom?" Liam asked, his words careful but clear. "To the mountains, buddy, to show some people what real accomplishment looks like." Whispering pines sprawled across 200 forested acres. I'd first invested 6 years ago when the previous owners faced foreclosure. My partners and I had transformed it into one of the region's most sought-after destinations. I'd visited once before, staying anonymous. Today was different. Tom met us at the staff entrance, away from the main reception. "Everything's set. They're all at the outdoor pavilion right now, some kind of award ceremony for the kids." Perfect timing. I adjusted Liam's coat and took his hand. "Ready for an adventure?" We walked through the lodge grounds, past snow-dusted pines and frozen waterfalls. Liam stopped at every ice sculpture, examining them with intense focus. I let him set the pace. No rushing. The pavilion sat beside a frozen pond, its glass walls reflecting the mountains. Inside, I could see my entire family arranged in rows of chairs. A makeshift stage had been set up, and children were receiving homemade certificates of excellence, while adults applauded. I waited until the ceremony ended and people stood to mingle. Then Liam and I walked through the pavilion doors. Rachel saw us first. Her smile froze, champagne glass suspended midair. Then my mother, her expression shifting from surprise to something cold. The others noticed. Conversations stopped. Everyone turned. "Catherine!" Rachel's voice climbed half an octave. "What are you doing here?" "Visiting my property," I said evenly. "Thought I'd check on our guests." "Your property?" My cousin's husband laughed. "Right. This place costs a fortune. You can't just walk in." Tom appeared at my elbow, tablet in hand. "Ms. Chen owns controlling interest in Whispering Pines Lodge. She's welcome anywhere on the property." The silence was absolute. Even the crackling fireplace seemed to quiet. My mother spoke first. "This is absurd. Catherine doesn't own anything. She doesn't even work." "I'm a private investor," I corrected. "I've kept a low profile for personal reasons, but I think it's time for some clarity." I pulled out my phone and opened the screenshots. "Rachel, you wrote this gathering was for incredible kids and family excellence. Beth, you mentioned protecting the group from situations needing too much accommodation. Mother, you specifically said some events require a certain kind of energy." I looked at each of them. "You deliberately excluded my son from a family event because he has developmental delays. You celebrated your children while ignoring his achievements. You came to my lodge, spent tens of thousands of dollars, and publicly bragged about excluding a 7-year-old with special needs. Rachel's face flushed crimson. It wasn't like that. We just thought, you thought my son wasn't good enough for your perfect family celebration. I held up Liam's certificate. This week, while you were here celebrating honor rolls and trophies, Liam mastered a skill he's been working toward for 8 months. He buttoned his own shirt. He's fought harder for his achievements than any child in this room. Several family members stared at their shoes. The festive atmosphere had evaporated. As the owner of this lodge, I continued, I maintain certain standards for guests. We pride ourselves on inclusivity and accessibility. We've partnered with adaptive recreation organizations to ensure our property welcomes all children and families. Tom pulled up his tablet. In fact, Ms. Chen has personally funded our accessibility program, adaptive ski equipment, sensory-friendly spaces, specialized staff training. She's contributed over $150,000 to ensure every child can enjoy our facilities. My mother's champagne glass slipped from her fingers, shattering against the stone floor. Your complimentary upgrade ends today, I said. You'll return to your original accommodations. Additionally, I've reviewed your social media posts. The photos you've taken here need to be removed. Our lodge policy explicitly prohibits guests from using our property to promote discriminatory views. You can't be serious, Rachel whispered. I'm absolutely serious. You have 2 options. Post a public apology on the same platforms where you shared your thoughts about incredible kids and complications. Acknowledge what you did, apologize to Liam specifically, and commit to change. Or check out immediately and be permanently banned from all properties in our investment group. That's extortion, my cousin snapped. No, I said quietly. That's accountability. You wanted an environment for kids who inspire. My son inspires me every single day. You wanted to honor achievement. Achievement is measured in effort and courage, not the absence of challenges. Liam tugged my sleeve. Mom, can we see the ice castle now? His words were deliberate and clear. He'd been practicing that question all week. The family stared at him, really seeing him perhaps for the first time. Yes, sweetheart, let's go see the ice castle. I turned back to my family. You have until tomorrow morning to decide. Tom will provide the details. We walked away, Liam chattering about the ice sculptures he wanted to explore. Behind us, frantic whispers erupted. Someone sobbed. Rachel's voice rose in panic. My phone started vibrating before we reached the main lodge. Message after message calls I ignored. By the time we were examining the ice castle's frozen towers, Rachel had posted a lengthy apology on Facebook. My mother had called 6 times. Beth sent a message pleading with me to reconsider, insisting they'd misjudged the situation. I took Liam to the heated outdoor pool where he played with other children, his laughter echoing off the mountains. A girl asked about his certificate, and he proudly explained his button achievement, only stumbling once on occupational. That evening, Tom messaged me. All posts removed, public apologies issued. They're asking if they can stay and make things right. I watched Liam build a snowman on the lodge lawn, his focus absolute, his determination unshakable. This child who'd been deemed too complicated for a family vacation. This warrior who fought every day to master skills others took for granted. Tell them they can stay, I replied, but at full price for the original cabins. No upgrades, no special privileges. And if I see one more post, photo, or comment that excludes or demeans any child, they're banned for life. Understood. I added another message. Also, Liam and I will join the family dinner tomorrow night. They wanted to celebrate incredible children. Time they learned what incredible actually means. Liam ran to me, snow covering his jacket, holding a perfect pine cone. Look what I found, Mom! Can I keep it? Of course, buddy. That's a great find. My phone buzzed again. Rachel. We're so deeply sorry. Please let us fix this. We want Liam to know we love him. I looked at my son, who had never once asked why he wasn't invited, who had simply been thrilled about his therapy progress. He deserved better than relatives who only valued him when confronted with consequences. But he also deserved the chance to be included, to experience what should have been his right from the beginning. Tomorrow night, I texted back. Bring your children. It's time they met their cousin properly. Liam found another pine cone, then another, arranging them by size. His attention to detail, his systematic thinking, his pure delight in patterns. These were gifts the family had been too blind to appreciate. They'd wanted perfection. They'd gotten reality. And if they were fortunate, they'd understand the difference before it was too late. The sunset turned the snow-covered mountains gold and rose. Liam held my hand, his fingers cold and sticky from building snowmen. Somewhere in the lodge, my family was probably scrambling, finally understanding the cost of their cruelty. But here in the snow with my incredible son, I felt only calm. Tomorrow, we'd face them together. Tonight, we'd count pine cones, watch stars appear over the peaks, and celebrate everything that truly mattered. Because excellence isn't about being flawless. It's about being brave enough to keep trying, compassionate enough to include everyone, and strong enough to defend those who can't defend themselves. My son had taught me that. And now it was time his family learned the same lesson.